On with your fix of entertainment and edutainment on this particular Queen's Wednesday on Y in the Morning. I go by the name of Barry Moses, or it's Barry Moore on every social media platform, and it's always a pleasure. As I say, 22162 is the SMS line. Start with YM254. Don't forget to leave your name and where you're watching us from. So every Wednesday we have a segment called The Strength of a Woman. And our strength of a woman of the day goes by the name Teresia Warui, and she's the founder of Broad Empire, which is a social enterprise. You'll get to know more about this. Karibu sana, Teresia.
Thank you so much.
All right, so before we can carry on, Teresia, yes, maybe you can tell us a brief bio of yourself, your background in education, and till date, what you've done since birth till date. In a few words. Yes, your camera is number 4.
Okay, so I am a mentor and I am the founder of a social enterprise called Broad Empire. What Broad Empire does is basically mentorship to help the students believe and become through our programs. So up to date, what we've been able to do is we've gone to 10 different counties and we've mentored 71 different high schools through our mentorship programs. Yeah.
All right, so before we can carry on, an enterprise is like a business.
Yes.
The aim is to make money. The aim is the motivation is very capitalistic. So when you combine it with the word social, it changes the meaning a little bit. So what is a social enterprise?
A social enterprise is an organization that is making money, but while at the same time it is building a huge impact in terms of a human. You know, to a human being. And so on this end, I know most of the people, when you're doing something like mentorship and you're calling it a social enterprise, most of the people are going to come for you, oh no, you're doing it for money and everything. But there is something wrong that we have about it. And that is, we all have dreams. And what steers this dream is something we call money. If you don't have money to steer your dreams and to make them come true, then they're going to end up being wild dreams. And their ideas all the time.
Business school call it capital.
Yes. And you know, you have to invest on your life. You have to invest. Like for us, we talk to teenagers, right? We have sat down, developed different mentorship programs, and we have tested them. We go ahead, apart from talking to these kids, it's the era of the digital skill screen and everything. So what do we do on that? What we do is to, you know, sit down, take our time and develop amazing PowerPoint presentations. And then we have them. And we want to do this. We want to focus on it. We want to make sure that we give these kids the best, you know. So when it comes to actually investment, it's not like, it's like something people invest on and then you're like, oh, it's going to make a huge life impact and everything. Mostly, as for now, where we are, it's for our logistics, our facilitation. Because honestly, I need transport. I need to take my team. I need a working space. I need an office to develop everything. I need to make sure that I keep on steering the vision from one point to the other. Yeah.
To give the best quality.
To give the best quality.
In terms of mentorship and life coaching.
Yes.
Amazing. When was this organization founded?
So the idea came in when I was still a student back in 2015. But from 2016, immediately I was done with campus. I was like, this is what I want to focus on. I had a part-time job in 2016, but in 2017 I said, you know what, I want to do this. 100%, yeah. So
your dream was not to work at an office somewhere, an NGO, or so you just wanted to impact these kids?
Yes.
Why did you pick teenagers in particular?
Teenagers in particular. It's something that is so close to my heart. When I look back at what inspires me, I didn't see any mentor, any person coming to our school in high school to talk to us. I remember in a class of like 31 students in Form 4, I went to a day mixed school. And it was in a, you know, Githurai. And so in a span of like 4 good years, in a class of 31 students, you see a lot of them dropping out, some of them getting into drugs and all that, you know, and taking all those bad.
As you grow up, some ni kama matatu, wengine wanashuka as you carry on with life.
And so that really was not pleasant to me. In a class of 31, making it to the university as you yourself and one of the girls, it didn't make me happy at all. And I felt that I need to go back and do something because these kids cannot be what they cannot see.
You cannot be what you cannot see.
Yes.
You have to visualize it first.
Yes. You have to visualize it. When they hear you talking, when they start visualizing it, when they start seeing that this is important, and that is the aspect of mentorship. You're not only talking to them to motivate them, but you're talking to them so that you can give them a direction, show them the way. When you talk about them studying, you're able to show them this is how you successfully study, and not only coming from top-down approach, but listening to them. What is mentorship? An ear to listen, a brain to pick, and a push to the right direction.
All right. Okay, when you get a group of teenagers in a room, yes, you want to talk to them.
Yes.
One thing people forget that they're coming from different places.
Yes.
They have different parents. Some from broken homes.
Yes.
Some from very poor backgrounds.
Yes.
They're dealing with different things in their life. So one speech cannot impact each and every one of them the same way. So how do you approach this?
So how I approach is that, number one, I never go to any mentorship as the only person. Remember, I have the team. What is the importance of a team? Each and every person has different experiences, and every kid, every teenager is searching for a different voice. Maybe someone is listening, but they are searching for that voice from me they can relate to from the other person. Plus, we all don't look at a certain issue in the same way. So all those perspectives combine. The same way with public speaking. There's some people who are good in giving stories. There's some people who are good in giving quotes. There's some people who are good in giving facts. They will quote the Bible and you're like, that's amazing. There are people
I needed to hear that.
Exactly. They are good people in spoken word poetry. And all of them are still speaking, communicating in different ways. And these kids are searching for different voices. You know, so I let each and every person share what they have with them. Yes, we do divide topic and we make sure that whatever you're handling, you're good at it. Apart from that, listening to them, helping them come from that village mentality, because at times it's always good. People do say don't forget where you come from, but it's always good to have a little bit
of exposure
of the village, but more of the world perspective. You know,
very important. You need that exposure.
You need that exposure. And when you have that exposure, it tells you it's not about you. We are 7 billion people in the world. And in those 7 billion people in the world, a few of the people are wealthy. So every time you keep on sitting down there, oh, you know, I can't read and everything. But you need education more than anyone, because you're the son of a poor man. And the only opportunity you got is to do your books so that it can expose you to more opportunities.
You can make some money and grow yourself.
Absolutely.
So it starts with a little bit of education.
It starts
especially
with education.
When you're coming from a poor background.
Yes, that's it. Because
even if you're talented, you need some education.
Absolutely, because where I came from, if I be honest, if it was not for education, because when I went to Kenyatta University, it exposed me. I found a space where I could express myself. I could MC, I could market, I could be able to identify, hey, I know I want to do a lot of things, but when it gets to action, this is what I can do. In Kenyatta University, that is when I knew exactly I want to talk to these students. Why? Voluntary activities through clubs, and you talk to those kids, you see the way they are flowing. Even your colleagues see it. Everyone sees it. And when you have that, it is where you find who you are. And then you go outside there and conquer the world.
Somebody told me that when you want to teach kids or talk to kids, teenagers, you need to make it fun.
Yes.
They need to be having fun while you're doing it.
Yes.
So what are some of the fun approaches that you have? I hear you have camps as well.
Yes, I do. So fun is huge. You know, your definition of fun depends on your personal interest, right?
Yes,
and so in this case, what we do, yes, we do have games. it also depends on your attitude, the way you're approaching these kids. If you're not having fun yourself in whatever you're doing, then even these kids cannot have fun when they're listening to you, and they can't see the fun itself. So even when it comes to the camps, we have the team building activities, well done, and we also have a lot of color. We understand that we are dealing with the teenagers, and in that also we do have stickers as reminders for them. So every time they come for, you know, those mentorship forums, we always have stickers.
Which leads to my next question. Yes, because when you visit a school, say a school or a county, and get to talk to these teenagers, it's very hard for you to come back sometime soon. So how do you manage to follow up? To
other people, not to us. I'll tell you what, at Broad Empire, we don't just go to give a motivation talk. You know that talk, you're there and then you're like, hey, it was good, they got motivated. No, we have developed programs, continuous mentorship programs. That means today, if we meet this student, if we meet the principal and the principal understands like, hey, this is what they can do, then the principal will be like, hey, I want to subscribe to this program. That will lead us to go like in one program for like at least 3 times to meet these students with different topics, different perspectives, and different agendas.
Wow, powerful.
Yes.
22162 is the SMS line. Start with YM254. Don't forget to leave your name and where you're watching us from. We have Teresia Warui in studio, the founder and CEO of Broad Empire, which is a social enterprise. All right, so we're living in the digital age now.
Yes.
And these kids are on social media.
Yes.
Even the ones from very humble backgrounds now have access to smartphones, cyber cafes, and the rest of them. So how have you plugged in this aspect of social media and the internet?
Wow, social media is huge. Honestly, it is a force that we cannot be able to fight. But at the same time, we let our teenagers know that, you know, there is the world of fantasy, imaginations. Before you take a photo, you want to pose for it before it's taken. All these things that they see, all those role models that they see, all those socialites that they see and admire, those people take their time and they know the agenda, they know what they want you to think about. So there is the world of fantasy and there is the real world, because also the real world is that you can't babysit social media and expect to put anything on the table. As a student, you need to make sure that even though you want to be successful, you need to put in some work. And that needs to carry you all the way to be thinking about how you're going to do your books, how are you going to help yourself. If you're not in your books, it's always good as well to involve yourself in a social activity, a game somewhere, a children's home. Go inside there, interact with people. That is why for us, we believe in a pyramid of 3 things for students. Engage yourself in a social activity. Your parents at home, make sure they feel good because they care about you. You know, no one cares about them apart from their parents and people who educate them, like their teachers. Even their friends don't care about them
as much as their parents.
Exactly. So they engage with them there, and they'll also engage in the right way in schools. But social media, get on it, but make sure you're not addicted.
Make sure you're not addicted.
Make sure you're not addicted.
Right. But there's a thin line between addiction and insanity or not being addicted. So these kids are going to be on social media whatsoever, no matter what we try, no matter what we tell them. Is there a way that you're reaching them through social media and talking to them, offering these mentorship programs through social media and digital content?
So for us on our page, Broad Empire, what we do put some inspirational quotes in there, something that just makes sense. It can be a story and it can also be a video that we've seen somewhere and shared. But talking of that, now we are working on some of the projects on how we can be able to put out some videos that can be able to spread wisdom.
All right. So digital content, more digital content is coming soon. So how can they get a hold of you on social media and the internet?
We have
your camera is number 4.
So we have a Facebook page called Broad Empire, and at the same time on Instagram we are Broad Empire as well.
All right.
Yes.
So from my understanding of what you told me about a social enterprise,
Yes.
Is that you find ways to make money or make capital and use this a certain amount of this money to impact the society in general positively. So what are some of the ways you use to generate this income or generate some money for running operations?
Wow. That is a good question, because when people see you doing things, they don't understand how they're made. Of course, you will never expose the hard work, the behind the scene.
You just expose the product.
The product itself. So, you know, what we've been able to do right now, we talk to different teachers, we talk to parents, we share with them our ideas, and then they're like, hey, yes, my daughter can come to your camp. Yeah, so I will pay this and this amount to facilitate my daughter in there. While at the same time, the teachers, when they listen to our mentorship programs, they get to understand, wow, this is something that can really help our students. And so they will be like, yes, we can offer facilitation. We are in the process of building a story. And the truth of the matter is, we wouldn't mind to partner with any company that wants to enhance the lives of teenagers, both the boy child and girl child, but they don't want to partner with startups.
That's the problem. That's where the problem
we are political in mind. We want something to bloom, to be successful, so that we become in. While at the same time, for us at Broad Empire, what can we do? We respect the journey. We respect the process. And we talk to whoever we can. When it comes to the students, like, we would love to do that again and again. If only the teacher are able to just listen, visualize, and see the big picture, while the parents get to see the importance of bringing their kid to the camp and bring the kid, because it is a transformational journey for them. They never become the same again.
And every kid needs this, especially during this time where the parents are held up and making money, how they say it, because the economy is really tough on the parents right now. So they are absent from time to time. So the kids really need to interact with like minds and positive minds.
That is for sure, because as you said, they will spend a lot of time on social media. While they're left in the house, they're exposed to the world more through social media. And who do they call the philosophers nowadays? The musicians?
The musicians and the socialites.
They listen to them more than anyone. And so you have to make sure that you come in and bring in, set in the real world for them. So that they can all believe, they cannot all believe that they can sing. You know, when teenagers are teenagers, everyone feels like, I can be a musician. I can be a musician.
Everybody has a dream because they see Lil Wayne living his life. Living his best life on TV, which leads to my next question, because these kids are influenced so much by the people they see on social media, and the musicians and the stars in general, the sportsmen, the politicians. They're influenced so much by these people because these are the people they get to interact with or they get to look up to on social media. Have you tried to plug in these influential people to come to talk to them? Because it seems they listen more when these people tell it to them.
Yes. We would love that. We would love that, honestly. But the question is, the people who are there, do they believe that they are too good to, you know, to come back and give to the society? Are they open to such kind of programs? Are they open towards coming?
That's why you're here. Most of them watch Y in the morning, by the way. So just talk to them on camera and ask them, these so-called celebrities, these so-called politicians, if they're willing to partner, and invite them to partner with Broad Empire.
Yes, we are very open to everyone who would like to transform their, you know, the boy child and the girl child back in the society. They are on their teenagers. They listen to you more than they listen to anyone. And it is very, very important. If you have time, set in your time and talk to us. We have different programs that we can be able to accommodate you in. If you can transform the life of a person, that is the real measurement of why you are living in this world. The hearts you touch will be the proof that you lived in this world. They will say, she was once here. She touched my heart. She did something good. And that's why I'm here.
Kalami, Val, and Hilda, you're very influential. You can be the starters of this movement. All right, so those are my co-hosts, Kalami, Val, and Hilda. Yes, they have so many fans online, and people send them texts during the show. So you can talk to them for start, and they can get to interact with these kids, especially they're passionate about the girl child. So we can see about that.